everywhere you go. I was at the gas station. I was at the grocery store. Everywhere I went to the bar on Friday, everybody's talking about LeBron James coming back to Cleveland. The planets aligned, guys. They really did. When you think about it, the better, younger roster was there over Miami. Coming home, his wife having their third child coming up, a baby girl, and then you look at the max contract opportunity. It just all aligned perfectly for LeBron to come back here to Cleveland, and everybody is still talking about it. The salary cap right now is $63.2 million. It could go up to $80 million, which means the max contracts could go up. So from a business standpoint, huge, smart move by LeBron James and his people, because you want to max out in the prime of your career, and that gives LeBron James the opportunity to do so by signing this 1-and-1. And like you said, it makes the Cavaliers have to pay attention to their roster and make sure that they do everything they can to build a championship team. I'll be honest with you, I don't know really what to expect from David Blatt. I'm hopeful that he will be able to, because wherever he's coached, and granted it was overseas in Europe, and that he has won. He's a winning coach. He's considered like the Phil Jackson of Europe. He won the 2014 EuroLeague title this past season when he was the underdog. So I've got to trust that his head coaching experience was the reason that he won the job over Tyronn Lue, but that's key right there too, the fact that they brought Tyronn Lue back with David Blatt so he can handle some of the younger players. Tyronn Lue's played in the league, won championships in the league, played under Phil Jackson, coached under Doc Rivers. The combination of those two make me feel more confident than if Blatt was just here by himself. So because of what happened the last 2 years, even though LeBron won a championship, I think he looked at that roster, looked at what happened, and said to himself, I need to have, like he did when he was here in Cleveland, I need to have better teammates around me, Michael, if I want to pursue more championships. And the age factor creeped in with D. Wade and Chris Bosh, and he looked at that Cavalier young roster and said, you know what? That roster, I can get the max, and I'm going home. Sign me up. And remember this, too. Rich Paul was the one guy when the decision was made, the first decision was made, he was the one guy that contacted the Cavaliers and said LeBron's going to Miami. He was a smart businessman at that point because he knew down the road that this day could come around, and it was a smart move on his part. Johnny Manziel, the it factor. The other day, Mike Pettin, when I was out at training camp, Mike Pettin talked about the quarterback. I'm not worried about his mechanics. That's Kyle Shanahan and all that. That's their job. I need somebody that's going to be a leader. I need somebody that's got that it factor. He didn't name Johnny Manziel by name, but he was kind of talking about Johnny Manziel, so it would not shock me if the Browns ended up with Johnny Manziel. What I want to say about the coaches, you know, we're questioning Luke Fickell in the defense and that today, and even maybe Tom Herman in that first half. Kudos to those coaches for making the halftime adjustments. 2 games in a row now. They've trailed at halftime. They went into the locker room, they made some adjustments on offense and defense, and they've outscored the opposition now 51-17 the last 2 games in the second half.
All right, I've got less than 30 tomorrow.
Back here at Quicken Loans Arena, the Gladiators with a 21-13 lead on Jacksonville, and I'm joined by Gladiators quarterback Shane Austin. Shane, 3 offensive series, 3 touchdowns. What's been the key?
You know, just keeping it simple. It's basically just watching the coverage that the Jacksonville Sharks have given us and just taking what they give us and finding the open guy. And once we got the balls in our guys' hands, just making yards after catch.
What was the play call there on the touchdown?
We had a sail with 2 guys switching, Goody reading it. They went zone, so I checked it down to Goody, and he was able to find the end zone.
Mahalo.
Mahalo.
Back up to you guys. Thanks, guys. I talked with Coach Tunn. I said, what did you like? What didn't you like? He said, hey, on offense, I liked everything but that 1 interception. We're making plays. On defense, he said, the second half here, we have to keep playing tough, and when we get a chance to stop them, we've got to stop them. We can't give up touchdowns on 3rd and 4th and long situations. And an injury update on Kid O'Brien, guys. It's a sternum injury. That's what I was told. Not sure if he's going to be back or not. I'll see what I can find out. Yeah, here with Dominic Jones, who had that huge hit on that last defensive play. That's a big fella coming at you. You didn't flinch, man. You put the wood to him.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's what we do, man. We call ourselves the Legion of Boom. You know, we're the Seattle Seahawks defense of the AFL.
2 big defensive stands here in this first half. What's been the key?
You know, man, Jacksonville still has a tremendous amount of talent, man. So we just been able to pull some action coming over here.
Yeah.
But, you know, collectively, you know, sometimes it takes you a couple series to settle in, and that's just what we've done. You know, we've settled down a couple series, now 2 stops now. So.
Sounds good. I call him the Dalai Lama. He's a big hitter, Dominic Jones. All right, so how'd you decide who you were going with in the shootout there as you go all the way down to the 10th guy?
Well, once we got down to 10 was a little tougher. We have a group of guys that have generally been pretty good. They haven't been as of late, and the Smiths, the Hishans, the Scarbosas. But then you get past that, and Stephen Elliott's usually pretty good. He's up right now with Colorado, so we thought we'd throw Matt Pufall in. He's out of junior, and just see what he had. Again, Troy Burke as well. I was kind of working my way down the bench from the forwards to the D, and I was almost at the D.
Davien's had a breakaway earlier and fanned on it, so he gets to redeem himself, and he won't hear about it in the locker room, right?
Well, I said to him when I was making the list out, I said, you don't mind if I keep you off this since you had one goal already. And then when it started to get down in numbers, I said, you know what? You've seen him once already. You might have him figured out on the second time. At least you'll be 1 for 2.
Coach, congratulations on the win.
All right, thanks.
There you have it from head coach Dean Chenault, the big win here for the Monsters tonight. Doug and Jock, back up to you.